everyone, welcome back to Chatting with Olajumoke. It's always a pleasure having you join me. And you know that I don't do this alone. I have the ladies with me. Everybody, how are we doing?
Hi.
All right, so on this episode, we're going to be talking about waiting issues. And we're going to be streamlining it. Maybe at some point, we're going to talk about waiting in other aspects, but want to focus a little bit on waiting for the fruit of the womb and want to talk about handling pressure from relatives, from family, from friends, from people that are supposed to be your own people. How do you handle waiting? So I want to put Dami on the spot.
Why me?
Because I'm going
Because
to
she has
answer
enough to
because she waited for a while
Mm-hmm.
before she had her first child. And sometimes it's interesting when you're talking from a place of experience. So that's why I want to start from you. How was it like handling pressure from family, from in-laws, from relatives?
Well, to God be the glory.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Because it's a testimony now.
Yeah, it's a testimony. But to me, it's not easy. Let's put aside the pressure from the both side. Let's talk about
The
the
person
person
in the picture.
honestly. When you sit yourself down, the worst aspect of it is you telling yourself that you don't, maybe when you are young or when you are not married, you don't do anything bad that warrants
The waiting.
the waiting.
And the thing is, you do not even see yourself in that relationship. Especially that when you got married, you're going to have a child.
Immediately
And then
and all that.
Yeah.
first month, second month, third month, 1 year.
And you're asking yourself. And the other hand, the man in question is just living his life. I don't care. You are good. And you'll be the one asking yourself that, is this
Am I
man not doing
complete?
something
Somewhere.
outside? Is there no child outside? A lot of
Thoughts will just be coming in your head.
Exactly. So now you now want to put the pressure of the in-laws, your parents. When the in-laws even talk, you will say, okay, they are talking from the perspective of you're going to be more now. From your parents, you will be thinking that they should understand me. So now exactly.
When the pressure is coming from your parents.
From my parents, I was supposed to tell my mom one day. I said, my mom, why? You should be the one saying it is well. Don't worry. You be saying, do this, do that. That those words.
Yeah.
I can see she's maybe the passion is coming out because she's playing some things in her head. Okay.
In that aspect, you tend to withdraw
From
people, things you love doing, a lot of things, It's not easy. You see, when you see people walking around, especially people that are looking up to God for the fruit of the womb, everything you need to do is just to give them hug and say it is well. They don't need your empathy. They don't need you to say, don't worry, they are praying for you. You don't need that thing at that moment. What they need is just,
Your love,
even if you don't see anything, just hug them and go.
Yeah.
Don't do too much. You are my daughter. We want you to do this. Don't do it. Let them be themselves.
Okay.
I think the next question I want to ask most likely is going to answer what I want to say. So how do you handle pressure from people that are supposed to be your support system? You were mentioning your parents. Your parents are supposed to understand.
Exactly.
Right? So how do you handle that thing you wanted to say? Yeah, sorry, say
Okay, so what I wanted to say is that
my mind
what I want to say is that most of these people, they've come too far to want to compromise. Like probably the person that is telling them to, the people might actually be bringing different options, and they are saying, I've waited or trusted on God so much to compromise.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if anybody's
Mhm,
getting me, because while waiting, people bring different ideas to your head. Okay, have you tried this? Have you tried this? Some might even be medical ideas, while some might be
Spiritual.
spiritual fetish. No, and they will tell you, okay, I've been holding on God, or I've trusted God so much that I can't compromise. I don't know if
Mhm.
yeah.
Okay. All right. So can we answer my question now?
Yeah.
So how do you undo your support system are the ones that are pressurizing you? So let me come from this angle.
Mhm.
You know African moms.
Yeah.
Maybe the first, okay, so let me give my own example. So I got married. My younger sister got married after, before me rather.
Mhm.
She got married almost 3 years before me.
Mm.
And she waited. She waited for close to 9 years.
Mm.
But I, on the other hand, I got married and it was the honeymoon, it was honeymoon baby.
Mm.
And before you know it, I had my child. And in the period of when family came
Mm.
to take care of my first child and everything. The prayer points of by this time next year, Titi no a day,
I
wa
don't like-
BT no.
In that situation,
And
you are
they
not
are your
helping her.
parents that is saying that.
They're not helping that person.
They don't know, but they are saying it from the place of
The
care,
exactly.
prayer, and everything. But they are forgetting that you are not being sensitive to the other person. So how do you handle this kind of pressure from your Auntie D? You have not said anything since we
me?
started. Yes.
She said,
Well, for me, I usually like tell them to mind their business. Like, just tell them, please mind your business.
So you tell your mom, Mommy, mind your business.
I think if it's
No,
my mom, I can
because-
tell her some things.
No, when it has gotten to a stage where you tell your
You
mom,
have to, yeah.
Mommy, please mind your business, she will understand that there's
That you're
something
hurting.
wrong with you.
Yeah.
She should give you, that is my own thoughts. She should give you
Not
space.
like mind your business the way you're
Yeah,
saying,
but you
because
need to-
it's the way you
It's not
say
the way
it.
she-
Yes.
I have a couple. I walked up to them and I asked, are you people waiting or you are not ready? And they told me, we are not ready. And I said, okay.
Mm.
And I respected it. Even those waiting.
But you know,
I'll be the first person
some
to
people
bite
might
you.
think that is rude.
No, the couple I'm talking
These
to
are
are people that
African
yes.
you
No, the couple I'm talking about
Because you're
people
very
that are
close.
close.
Okay.
To me. Of course, I won't just walk up to any random person.
No, not random, but they are maybe church, maybe somebody from church.
No, these ones are
Somebody
people.
of business,
These ones are people that know the way
Yeah.
I hold them.
Okay.
I express my love to them like they know. It's not as if they will guess whether this. No, they know how I hold them. You
Okay.
understand?
Okay.
I am someone that if I catch you asking somebody, don't worry, we are praying for you. The kind of bad I will use to throw you, in fact, your legs will eat each other. Because for me, so you think that person that is waiting has chosen
Has chosen to
to
relax.
wait?
Yeah.
If she just wants to relax.
Mm.
It's different when a woman or when a couple decides that we are not ready.
Mhm.
It's different from someone that in her mind she was already like, she's ready and the baby is not forthcoming.
Yeah.
There was someone I spoke with then that had an issue like that. Then I told her, I am with you. Who are they? Because she was already down.
So it's beginning to get
And I just thought of what could I say to encourage her. I just felt like we will scatter everything. Who are they? Wait, in my mind I knew that I was only dancing. But the minute she just saw me, she just started laughing and she just got up. And I told her that it will come when it will come.
Yeah.
It will
I'm
come
sorry,
when it will
you know,
come.
a lot of churches to make these big mistakes. They want to pray. They will ask the couples to come out. It's good. They are doing it. Maybe it is an instruction from let me put it that way. An instruction from God. But at a particular time, when you start, maybe 1 year, the couple will still be okay. Let's go. 2, 3, 4, 5 years. It will become something that
like
They're
a
not
stigma.
comfortable with again.
They will not want to come out next time.
So
When it's becoming years.
and a lot of pastors will now walk up to them again and start laying, oh yeah, touch your tummy and it's see. If you are not in that shoe, you won't understand. If you want to pray for them, you can please see me in my office. Pray for them then.
Okay. I feel you. I get you. I understand where you're coming from. But like what you were saying, sometimes it could be the leading at that time.
Yes. I was about to say that
the
too.
flow at that time could have been this thing. But with our
not all
emotional
prayer
intelligence
now.
mind.
Exactly.
She said
Not all the prayer now. Holy Spirit will say touch.
Yes, I get you.
You see that one
But
of
from emotional intelligence, sorry ma, but emotional intelligence requires that okay, see me in my office and pray. But things of the spirits,
You don't direct
you
it.
cannot
Exactly.
exactly.
See, things of the spirit, we human beings to see. It's true. We see. So, not all. Holy Spirit is not a magician. Now, Holy Spirit, we are touch Tommy all the time. No, Holy Spirit will not do that. It's true.
But you know that there are some situations where it is only one person that wants to get pregnant, the second person is not interested. I have seen a situation where it was the wife that wanted to get pregnant. The husband was not ready. In a situation where they tell them to come out, for me, I see it as an admittance of both of them are in agreement. Than in a situation where they say, where there's a general prayer, if you want to lay your hand on your belly and do your prayer, and the man is just thinking of.
And even in all these churches, most waiting they always pray now, the woman. They don't, it's true. They say, lay your clinic on your womb, do this thing on your womb, and they won't think about it's true.
Because the woman, as we all know, it is the receptor.
Okay, the sperm that is not working, is it the
No,
woman?
the woman is the receptor. That is what I'm saying.
Okay, so alright. So this is a bit passionate for. So I said earlier on that Dami was in that situation, so it's a bit passionate for her because she has seen things, she had experiences.
Yes.
So we understand where you're coming from. Alright, but let me just.
And she really knew how she felt.
Yeah, so we understand where she's coming from. But I want to talk from the place of, so for myself, I had a sister that waited and it was not comfortable for me.
Yeah.
It was not comfortable for my younger sister. Also got married and had a child and she was still waiting. And it was, so I understand that she was going through.
And you were giving birth.
Yes, we did. But we also were going through.
Yes.
People don't understand that we also were going through.
Yes.
Because we didn't find it easy.
Yeah.
There are some statements you want to make.
You have to work.
You have to be careful that if you say this, she might feel hurt.
Yeah.
Or if you say something, or maybe she's carrying the child in a particular way, and you want to correct
And Yoruba,
so that
means
yes. So that came from because of the kind of bond that we share. It was not only her
Yeah.
that was feeling it. It was all of us, but it was different. It was not personal for her, but we were feeling the pain in another angle.
Yes.
So I think people need to be very sensitive. And that takes me to the next question, that there are some insensitive statements that people make. And I want us to mention some of those insensitive, so that if people are watching and they make this insensitive statement, they can stop it. People that are going through don't like to hear these things. You know, I don't want to mention some of them. I don't know what are some of the insensitive statements that people make. We have already talked about the prayer that like this time next year
you carry on. And mostly when we in a family gathering also, and talking about children, and you want to at least contribute. The elderly ones, don't worry, don't worry. You can imagine that word, don't worry, wait till your turn.
You will soon
understand.
For that child you are beating, don't worry.
When
You are beating that child, you really understand what I went through.
Oh God.
Things like that. Things like that can be hurting, and such words can't live.
They can't.
Yes,
They can't
just
speak.
like verbal something
Verbal
that
abuse.
yeah.
or you are drinking too much of Coke. No,
That's why.
Just continue to be drinking this. You don't even know what kept you here.
things
Things
when
like
you
that.
do things, a lot of things, they will just insensitive words. They'll just pass it and
Even the one that Auntie D said, as I said, that some people might feel that that thing is rude, but because you said it's someone that is,
It's someone
you ask
close to
them
me.
that, are you waiting? I've
It's
asked
someone
someone that
close to
question
me.
before too. And what I did was I asked, I want to ask you a question. Okay, so they take myself and my husband as their
Spiritual mentors or something.
family mentors, so to say.
Okay.
So I now ask that this question I want to ask. I don't normally, because anybody that is waiting around me, I don't ask questions because I know how they can feel.
Yes.
I just pray for them in my
Yes,
secrets.
yes.
Yeah.
So I now said, I've never asked you before,
Mm.
and I don't want you to feel any way, but I want to ask you:
Mhm.
Are you people waiting, or it's that same question?
Yes,
I
you know
asked
there's
them?
Are you
always a
intentionally
yes.
waiting?
I won't go like, are you
Yes.
waiting? No. I
I
asked
did.
and I said, please, if you are offended, this question I want to ask, if it is not my business, tell me to mind my business.
Mm.
That was, I said, tell me to mind my business. I won't
So-
be offended.
So there's a place for people
Yes.
being emotionally intelligent.
Yes,
People that are
you
waiting,
need
because little things trigger them.
Yeah.
Yes.
You don't know how
Little
much
things.
little, you know,
Mhm.
do you know how much tears that they have shed
Yeah.
in their private
And
places?
your own word could just push them off the edge.
Yes. So what boundaries do you set with people that, make this kind of insensitive statements?
oh,
One.
one.
One of Jericho.
Exactly. Concrete one.
No, the one of Jericho fell now. This one,
One.
concrete.
So that it will get to you.
Yeah.
It won't. Most
Then
times it will.
there are some,
Thick skin.
Yes, thick skin. That's what I was looking for.
You just develop a thick
Once they
skin.
say it, you
Because
After
if
a
not,
while.
you just realize that they'll keep their words keep getting at you,
Exactly.
getting at you.
Exactly.
Even it can't by the time you're traumatized, it can't even help your system. It won't, because that's the truth. It won't help you. It won't help because
All right.
yeah.
Can we just talk briefly about waiting, other forms of waiting? How, there's not only child, there's also spouse, there's also waiting for a job, there's also waiting for a breakthrough.
business.
Yeah, so how do you handle waiting generally? Just briefly.
You.
Okay, maybe I should go first.
Yeah.
So I would say that it's not an easy period. It's not easy. So there's no amount of theory that makes it make sense. There's no amount of theory. So it's not an easy, but it's a deliberateness that throughout this waiting period, I'll rely on God and I'll do things that will help me. So for example, you're waiting for you need a job. What are you doing in that period? Maybe take some courses, maybe learn a skill. You're not just waiting and you're just sitting down, you're not doing anything about it. Same goes for waiting for the fruit of the womb. There are some things that you can do that can help. Maybe there are some medications.
Some people even discover their purpose while waiting.
There's purpose in pain.
Yeah.
So there are some things that you can do. Like for my sister, for example, during her waiting period, she had a folder that she called her faith folder. And so whenever she sees any child, she will screenshot and put it in that folder. That folder was filled with so many babies. So many babies for that long. It was a very long time. And that's what bettered. She had this forum, Faith Freak. That was what bettered that. So when we're saying that there's purpose also in your pain, that's what bettered that. So look at that in that time. If you are just sitting down, I'm waiting, I'm just sad, you will just be sad and depressed and so there are some things that you can deliberately do in the period of you waiting. If it is waiting for the spouse, for example, what can you do to make yourself better? I don't know, little things, putting yourself out there can also help,
So don't just in a positive way. Don't just put yourself
Go out.
in a positive way. Go out, meet people.
Don't stay indoor and think your will come.
So does anybody have any other thing to say?
Okay.
No.
We are good. We are
Okay.
I would say something.
Alright.
Okay, so in my line of work, sometimes you just realize that you're waiting for a client. Probably you go do presentations, every other thing is cleared, you're just waiting that, you're just sitting at the edge of when is this client going to pay, when is this client going to pay? And at the end of the day, but during that period, it means can be like 10 years, because every little step you take is just as if you're being drawn back, right? So in that I wanted to say purpose, in that period, of waiting for that client, you can even pray about that client, because sometimes it's not like they don't have that money, but they've not thought about the need to carry out that's your service right now. So try to pray about it, put them in the heart of God. There's so many things you can do, and I always say that you can take a gratitude walk. Like I do gratitude walk. Pray everything in gratitude, knowing that at the end of the day, this thing is going to be done. So never stop rejoicing. Don't sit in the pit of worrying while waiting, because it doesn't lead you anywhere.
Yeah.
It's like a rocking chair. It just takes you back. At the end of the day, it goes nowhere. But you need to have that mindset shift that I know that things will align. Know that there's an expected end.
Yeah.
While waiting, understand that there's something called an expected end. So hold that your expected end, at heart, knowing that at the end of the day you would rejoice. Yeah, so that's
Okay. There is this passage in the Bible, I will say it in Yoruba, that iriti pipe manshi okolare. That means delayed waiting makes you tired. Or it's written in Yoruba anyway. So in your waiting, you will get tired and you get weak. So we are not saying all of this because we are just saying theory. We're not saying all of this. We understand.
We've all experienced waiting in one area.
We understand the place of being tired and being this thing. But keeping up hope and believing that, like she said, there is going to be light at the end of the tunnel. Allah will forgive anybody. God did not forget anybody.
Yes.
All right. I hope you have been encouraged. All right. But we're not going to end this episode without playing a game, and we're going to be playing concentration. Concentration.
Okay.
All right. So names of ladies in the Bible. Let me start from Precious. So we go like this.
Okay.
Names of ladies in the Bible.
Mary.
Esther.
Anna.
Leah.
Why did you say the Anna on this? Elizabeth.
Okay. All right. Concentration. Names of men in the Bible. This one is plenty. Names of men in the Bible. So let me start with Dami. Men in the Bible. Joseph.
Joshua.
Abraham.
Moses.
Jacob.
Gideon.
Nebuchadnezzar. Down from Thomas.
Peter.
Daniel.
Paul.
Andrew.
Thomas.
Concentration.
She didn't imagine.
Concentration. Names of places in the Bible, starting from Auntie D.
Name of places.
Canaan.
Antioch.
Me, I don't know.
Please help them in the After waiting for 5 minutes, please help them in the comment section. Thank you for being a part of this week's episode. We hope you have learned a few things as much as we have. Till we see you next time, don't forget to keep keeping it real.
Bye.